Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And just today, in the local Brisbane paper called the Courier Mail, there's an article which I came across when I got some more stuff that I was prepping for. And it reads, outbreak of coronavirus could kill up to 750,000 Australians. Here, that's 750,000 Australians. Now, Australia has a population rounded off at about 20 million. South Africa, rounded off, has a population of about 3 times that. So, based on those figures, with Australian healthcare facilities, which South Africa does not have, you're looking at a baseline of over 2 million deaths in South Africa from the coronavirus. Now, we haven't factored in the townships, everybody sharing a big taxi, all these different factors that we discussed in an earlier video. And of course, the immune system being down because of HIV/AIDS and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to read you the article that this relates to Australia. And again, remember that this relates to far superior, very, very good, in fact, excellent public health facilities. And it reads, between 25 and 70% of the population in Australia could become affected if coronavirus took hold, resulting in up to 750,000 deaths, a leading expert said. But experts have also praised Australian efforts so far containing the virus. There are only actually 22 cases of the coronavirus in Australia now. Anyone who comes from the affected regions goes straight into quarantine, well away from the general population, until they go through the quarantine period. But experts have also praised Australia's efforts so far in containing the virus. Professor Raina McIntyre, head of global biosecurity at the University of New South Wales, yesterday said the latest reports showing a 3% mortality rise in China from the disease. The impact could be significant if there was sustained transmission in Australia. If 50% of Australians became infected, that is 492, or say 500,000 to 750,000 people dying, over 3 million people needing a hospital bed, and over 1 million people needing an ICU, or intensive care unit bed, she said. Sustained transmission in Australia may result in anywhere from 25 to 70% of the population getting infected, so a case fatality rate of 2 to 3% is high. Now, let me show you a graphic relating to hospital beds in South Africa. It's going to shock you. Okay, in that graphic, you saw that the number of public sector hospital beds has declined from 118,000 to just 89,000 beds. In fact, if it wasn't for the private sector beds, which are the ones shown in blue, it would be absolutely devastating in South Africa. Now, what's key to this is that over the same period, 1976 to 2010, the population in South Africa has doubled. So you've got twice as many people with 25% less beds. And we know that intensive care units in South Africa virtually don't exist. Now, they're talking about 1 million people in Australia requiring intensive care units. Multiply that by multiples of this when you consider the living situation in South Africa. You can see why it's going to be devastating. I would suggest that it's going to be more like 10 million people are going to die of coronavirus in South Africa. And I'm not trying to be, or I'm not trying to raise people's fears unfairly. I think that it's self-evident that South Africa has a huge problem when it comes to maintaining some degree of control over a rampant virus like the coronavirus. Anyway, let's continue with this article that's in the Courier Mail today. It says, as Japan, Italy, Iran and South Korea grapple with outbreaks, the Australian government response to the virus, banning travel from China, quarantining people from epicenters, and requesting others at risk to self-isolate appears to be working. We are close to a pandemic. Okay? This is a doctor saying we are close to a pandemic. In fact, the comment I'm seeing now is it's not if, but when they declare a pandemic for the coronavirus. But there is still hope the epidemic in Iran, Italy, South Korea, etc. can be controlled. Professor McIntyre said Australia has done an excellent job of preventing sustained transmission in the country. If coronavirus becomes a bigger problem, every country will have their resources stretched, but we are better resourced than other countries, Professor McIntyre said. And that is the key point. The key point is that here in Australia, the health facilities are number one. I mean, they're world class. They are fantastic. We got the best doctors. We got nurses who care. We got people who will look after those who actually are victims of the coronavirus. Now consider your average South African public hospital, and you can see the point of divergence. And then consider the other factors that we've discussed. This is why, guys, I'm going to say it again. Every one of my subscribers, please, prep. I would suggest for at least a 3-month period minimum. Have enough food, drinking water, toilet paper, all the basics, medicine, all that stuff. Just prep, put it aside. If nothing happens, if one coronavirus case never appears in South Africa, guess what? You haven't wasted anything. You're going to use that toilet paper. You're going to eat from those tin cans. You're going to drink that bottled water. You're going to use that medicine. All you've done is you've just prepped yourself for a critical period in your life. And that for yourself and your family. And that's why I keep on pushing this point down everybody's throat. I know a lot of people who subscribe here now are prepping. I can see it in the comments. And that's great, guys, because look, let's see this through together. Because when you come out the other end, South Africa is going to be a very different place. And I think it might be the opportunity, because I think the ANC government is going to collapse completely. I think the army is going to just dissipate into nothingness. That might be the ideal point for these groups who want to secede to put their plan in action, because there will be no resistance. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.